Alright, what's up, gang? What's up, people? This STPZ back with another one. This right here for the I guess, P Diddy party. Like I said, I know I ain't doing another reaction in a while. I'll be dropping like dance videos and stuff like that. But we back with another one. So support, like, comment, subscribe, and we're gonna go ahead and get into it. How y'all feeling this on feeling this new year? Um Happy New Year. I know I was late, but Happy New Year to all my supporters. And we're going to go ahead and jump right in it.
Night could turn my life upside down, but that's exactly what happened after that night at P. Diddy's party. You'd think an invitation to one of the biggest celebrity events in Miami would be the stuff of dreams, but I promise you, that night was anything but. It all started so simply. I was living in LA, trying to make it big in the music industry, like countless others.
The way how these horror movies sound, I mean, this horror thing sound like P. Diddy, like, really did do it. I believe he probably did some freak shows, some freak parties. Oh, nasty, sick.
The connections weren't coming through, and I was starting to wonder if I was wasting my time clinging to nothing. Then, out of nowhere, a friend introduced me to someone they called the Prince. He was rich, mysterious, and apparently well connected with big producers. We hung out a couple of times. He heard me sing and instantly promised that he'd take my career to the next level, said he could introduce me to some of the biggest names. And then came the invitation, an exclusive freak-off party with P. Diddy himself, right in the heart of Miami, during Ultra Music Week. It was
Well, I tell y'all, one of them freak shows. This man had to my freak party. What did I tell you? Man.
supposed to be wild, unforgettable, life-changing. But as soon as we arrived, I knew something was wrong. The mansion was huge, glowing against the night like something out of a magazine. People were everywhere. Celebrities I'd only seen on TV. Models draped in barely their outfits. Everyone looked perfect, but as I looked around, I started to feel it. But before I could react, security patted us down, took our phones, and locked them in these weird little bubble cases. No cameras, no recording. That should have been my first sign. They weren't preventing pictures.
Alright, take peep now. They got their phone locked up in cases. Man. And I believe this dude named 607 Unc too. When you go over now, he got water and alcohol, man, water and drugs, anything you can on the table. We all love him though. He did it with kind of puffy. Changed his name to Sex. Oh, I mean, Love. Sorry, Love. Should change it to Sex though. Much he love it. He used to.
They were hiding something big and nasty. Back then, I was naive enough to brush it off, thinking it was just some high-profile security measure. This was a private party, after all. Inside, everything felt different. It was dark, too dark, even with all the lights and music. I could see people in the pool, already tipsy, some skinny dipping as waiters walked around, handing out drinks. The air was laced with smoke and the thick scent of perfume. I tried to fit in, holding a drink, but something in me told me not to sip. It felt like eyes were on me, even when I wasn't looking. Then, out of the crowd, I noticed him, P. Diddy. He wasn't just a party host. He was the king of the court, strolling through the rooms, eyes gleaming, watching everything like a hawk.
My dog, y'all should have goddamn be better than this. Come on, my dog. Don't look nothing like no P. Diddy. This would be P. Diddy though. Man. These cartoons, boy. But they be having me rolling though.
Then he spotted me. He stared and nodded, as if I'd been singled out. At first, he kept his distance, just glancing at me now and then, almost like he was studying me. I started to feel a strange tension. Everywhere I turned, he seemed to be there, watching from a dark corner, or smiling to himself, like he knew something I didn't. After a while, things got weirder. A man approached me, one of Diddy's sons, I think, and handed me a pair of white terry cloth slippers. "Go in the house," he said. "It's for VIPs only." I looked back.
What if it be the youngest son? The one look just like him? Yeah, they investigate his ass too. This shit crazy here. But yeah, we better go ahead. Let's get back into it.
Wanting to bring the prince along, but he waved me off. "Just you," he said with a grin. My gut screamed at me to leave right then, but I told myself that this was my shot. I'd made it this far. I couldn't turn back now. Inside the house, it was worse. The lights were dim, but I could make out everything. People were doing things. In each corner, there was something more bizarre, something so nasty the food would churn in your stomach. It was like watching a nightmare come alive. People dressed in strange costumes, indulging in fetishes, things I'd only seen in movies. In the center of it all was P. Diddy, watching everyone, his gaze sweeping over the room like a predator stalking his prey. And then he locked eyes with me. I wanted to look away, but I was terrified. There was this darkness in his eyes, something almost inhuman. He started walking toward me, slow, deliberate, that same predatory grin plastered on his face. My heart was pounding, every instinct was screaming for me to run. But his words? Oh, his words are what froze me in place. "Enjoying my little party? You know, your life will never be the same after tonight." Then, he was gone, leaving me standing there, trying to catch my breath. I couldn't stay any longer. I turned to leave, but before I could reach the door, he was there again, blocking my way. His hand rested heavily on my shoulder. I forced a smile and tried to brush past him, but he grabbed my arm, pulling me closer and whispering, "Don't worry, you'll get used to it eventually." His voice was dripping with something sinister.
"I don't want to."
I jerked away. My skin crawled at his touch as I stumbled toward the exit. The prince was waiting by the exit with a sick smile on his face. He'd known all along. I could see it now. The entire night was a setup, a trap. "I thought you wanted to make it big," he smirked, inching closer. With all my strength, I pushed past him and ran. I only remember running around the mansion like a maniac until I spotted an unguarded opening. It was towards the forest. I somehow managed to escape and hail a cab. My heart raced the entire way home. When I finally got back to my place, I realized just how close I'd come to something unspeakable. I'd heard stories about the industry, about the things people would do for fame, but I'd never truly believed it to be that horrifying until that night. Now, whenever I see him on TV, smiling like he's untouchable, I remember his words, that cold grin, the way he looked at me like I was a toy for his pleasure. And I know, somewhere out there, there are others like me, people who thought they could handle the darkness, until it was too late, with no way out. Self-proclaimed bad boy for life, Sean Diddy Combs is facing serious legal issues following numerous allegations of sexual assault, harassment, and sex trafficking throughout his career. The story is based on the victim's interview. For more details on the horror of P. Diddy's parties, you can watch the real-life interview given by Tanea at My Night at P. Diddy's Freak Off, Tanea.
Well, y'all, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll be back with another one.